The important role of sport in character building. Introduction. Sports are an important part of modern life, whether experienced directly or as an observer. It is common for educational systems to encourage interest in sports because it puts personal and psychological resilience under pressure. However, the question of whether sport actually helps develop character still raises disputes. After all, many competitions presuppose that artificial scenarios are incompatible with real life. It is reasonable to suggest that using physical force in sports teaches a different moral lesson. Exploration of sports' positive and negative influences on reasoning is essential in ascertaining the importance of a positive environment for character building. Discussion. On the one hand, sports do not build character because of the artificial nature of the competition environment. This argument is espoused by Bredemeyer and Shields, who accentuated the transformation that athletes had to undergo in order to reach the mental state necessary for performing in a competition. Regardless of how decent a person is in daily life, they must assume a different attitude to compete and win. The necessity to overcome one's emotional and moral barriers is not consistent with the overall moral principles, which regulate behavior in all circumstances. Furthermore, moral reasoning induced by sport transfers to the daily perception of the world. This is evidenced by Bredemeyer and Shields, who reference research findings that non-athletes had significantly more mature moral reasoning than did the basketball players. This revelation can be explained if the consistency of morality is considered. The more frequent a person's moral reasoning is, the stronger their convictions are. As athletes have to intentionally assume a different outlook, their overall morality suffers as it is not as consistent. On the other hand, sports help build character through the release of energy. As people are influenced by their energy levels and emotions, they have to release accumulated tension. Those who are not able to manage it properly are at higher risk of engaging in illegal and immoral behavior. Sport provides the release of energy, which lowers tension, thus making inappropriate behaviors less likely. Furthermore, an athlete who is used to moral transformations is also aware of the necessity to assume a normal mental state after the competition is over. Moreover, there is evidence that participation in sports does make people less violent. The systematic review by Jebel et al., 2021, has discovered that participation in sports is statistically related to reduced recidivism, better anger control, psychological well-being, and collaborative behavior. It proves that sport itself does not necessarily lead to weaker moral reasoning. When participation in competitions is combined with team playing, sport becomes an effective precursor to moral reasoning. Team-based games provide athletes with a social environment fostering trust, cooperation, and other values, which are essential for the development of strong and moral character. Conclusion. In conclusion, sports does contribute to character building as long as it is supported by a positive environment. There is statistical data indicating both the improvement in behavior caused by sport as well as the deterioration of moral reasoning of athletes in comparison to non-athletes. The subsequent implication is that the environment determines the morality of individuals. If surrounding people encourage careful transformation of moral reasoning in and out of a competition setting, the person's character will be stronger and more resilient compared with a less considerate social environment.